Cheesecake and pumpkin pie unite into this glorious, divine pumpkin cheesecake. With the warm, familiar spices and creamy, velvety texture cheesecake, it's a for sure fall favorite. Cheesecake can be intimidating, but I'll show you my tips and tricks today on the Stay-at-Home Chef. To make this cheesecake, you'll need a springform pan. If you don't have one, you can use a cake pan, but you won't be able to remove the sides and have a freestanding cheesecake. Go ahead and grease that pan, and then preheat the oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. To make this crust, you can use the standard graham cracker crust, and we have all of that information on this recipe post. But I love using a gingersnap cookie. Crush 12 ounces of gingersnap cookies in a food processor or a blender. You want the texture to be like coarse sand. Dump those crumbs into a bowl and add to that 6 tablespoons of melted butter and 1 tablespoon of brown sugar. Go ahead and give that a mix until all of the crumbs are moistened. Then you're going to add that to the bottom of the springform pan, then gently press that into the bottom of that pan, creating just a little lip around the edge. And that's it for our crust. Now we're going to work on our filling. In a large mixing bowl, using a hand mixer or a stand mixer, I'm using an upright stand mixer, we're going to add in 24 ounces of softened cream cheese, along with 2 cups of sugar. Cream that together for about 2 to 3 minutes until that mixture is fluffier. Add to that mixture 1 15-ounce can of pumpkin puree and 3 large eggs, and half a cup of sour cream. Mix that on low for about a minute to incorporate all of the ingredients. Now to add in the very important ingredient, the pumpkin pie spice. You're going to add in 2 teaspoons of that, and you can find the full written recipe on how to make that over on our website. Plus we're going to add in 1 tablespoon of vanilla extract, and our final ingredient, a half a cup of all-purpose flour. Mix this until it's well incorporated. Make sure to scrape down the sides of the bowl throughout the process. Pour that mixture into the springform pan on top of that gingersnap crust. And that's all you have to do to prep your pumpkin cheesecake. Not hard at all. Now we bake it. There's an art to cooking cheesecake, and the trick to that is crumple up 3 sheets of aluminum foil into flat discs and place them on a baking sheet. Place the springform pan on top of these discs to elevate the cake so it doesn't touch the baking sheet. Fill the baking sheet with a layer of ice surrounding the springform pan. And carefully transfer this to the oven and bake it in the preheated oven on the center rack for 1 hour. Now to get the most beautiful pumpkin cheesecake, make sure you don't open that oven door. And at the end of that hour, leave the door closed, turn off the oven, and let it sit in there for 5 to 6 hours to cool slowly. This will to prevent the cheesecake from cracking. But if you're impatient like me and you don't really care about those cracks, once that's done cooking, what you can do is vent the oven by putting a wood spoon in there, and that can cool for about 2 hours. Once that's slowly cooled in the oven, transfer that to the refrigerator. Remove that from the springform pan and you are ready to eat. Thanks for watching. You can find the full written recipe in the video description below. Be sure to check out thestayathomechef.com, where you can find hundreds of restaurant quality recipes you can easily make at home. We'll see you later.